Okay, everyone, before we get started, I want to let you know that this episode is brought to you by Morse and Mantra Jewelry. Essentially, it's handcrafted Morse code jewelry using sterling silver, Sikorsky, silk, and more. Custom-made orders, I have a necklace and 2 bracelets, and I love them all. Made with love out of Colorado Springs. Check them out at morseandmantra.com to get your custom jewelry made. On that note, let's get started.
You're listening to the Things of That Nature podcast. Coming to you from Denver, the Mile High City, is me, your host, Rockshana. I invite you to join me for truly honest, passionate, and fun talks that motivate, invigorate, and maybe inspire. When you're ready in the Mile High, the sky's the limit. Everything and anything goes. So let's start talking about things of that nature.
Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in to this episode of the Things of That Nature podcast. I'm your host, Rockshana, and today I have self-named Charliiey Byron here, and it's going to be fun. It's going to be real fun. What's up, girl?
Hey.
Even though Charlie's not, I'm not going to say your real name because it's you.
Right.
That's what you created. Where did that come from? Because your real name, your birth name, there you go. Your mama called you Charliiey.
Yes, my mama called me Charlene, but I called myself Charlie as of like 15 years old. I was watching a movie. It's called A Long Kiss Goodnight, and the woman's name, the character, her name was Charlene Baltimore, and I saw how just like amazing she was in that movie. I mean, she was bad, and so I decided that I'm a bad chick like that too. I want my name to be Charlie, so ever since then I've been Charlie.
You've been Charlie.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Is there like a version of Charlie and then there's Charlene?
There is, yes. I actually have a couple of different of those. I have Charlene, then there's Charlie, then there's Chuck, and then there's Charles. Yeah, I did. It's a long story. We could be here a long time trying to describe to you all those personalities, but they're all good. They're not bad, but they just have to get kicked in I mean, being that I grew up in Harlem, Harlem, New York. Hey, growing up in Harlem, you had to have you had to play the switch a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
You had to know how to be when you were in the neighborhood, and then when you stepped out of the neighborhood, you had to be a certain way. So just like switching up, and all those personalities kind of like had to come out at different times, So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
When I used to manage the gym, my assistant would be like, "There's Rockshana, there's Roxy, and there's Shayna, and there's a whole other person over there."
Exactly.
And I'm like, what? And they're like, Rockshana is who we don't want to meet. Like, we don't want to meet her at all.
Right. There's certain ones that you don't want to pull out. Leave those buried.
Right. So we're sitting in your apartment right now.
Yes.
And from the minute I walked in, I just felt this welcoming. Like I said, it felt like mimosas on a Sunday. I feel like brunch is every day over here. It's so calming, the plants. And I'm a person, I don't really care for plants, as in they're there.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I appreciate all the plants we have around.
Yes, thank you. I actually am recently into, like a plant enthusiast, about maybe 2 years now. And I always thought that I killed plants. So I never wanted anything real. I never wanted roses, I was just like, buy me some silk plants and I'm silk flowers and I'm fine. But I actually had a client of mine give me my first plant. And after that, I was like, okay, let me see if I can keep this plant alive. After I realized I could keep that one plant alive, I started doing more research, and I'm like, oh, I want another one and another one. And now I think I'm at 42 plants later. And I just love it. It fills the air with so much joy and just fills me with joy. I mean, the plants are the first thing I check up on in the morning. Like I wake up and I'm like, okay, how are my babies? So, yeah.
Wow. So there's a life of me killing plants that will transform into possibly not killing
Yes,
plants.
right. I think it's all transformative. I think it's where you are. I think we all have a point in time where we're like, no, I can't do it. So we just kind of give up, But if we actually stop and take the time, it's really not that hard. And we just needed to like kind of slow our minds down a little bit, slow our bodies down, and like be in touch because it's nature. We're all creatures of nature. So, I mean, nobody doesn't not have a green thumb. It's just a matter of slowing down and taking that time and like, okay, well, what do you need? You need water, you need sun, what kind of plant are you? Once you get that, you're like, oh, this is a breeze. I have a green thumb.
Well, it sounds very nurturing.
Yes.
You've raised several humans.
Yes.
And now you're raising plants.
Right. And they don't talk back.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Right.
So since we just mentioned all your humans, let's talk about your humans.
Yes, my
You live
humans.
here by yourself.
I do. This is officially, I am 41 years old in my first apartment alone. And
Life don't crash.
man, thank you. It feels amazing. Yeah, I have 3 humans, 21, 19, and 16 years old, 2 boys and girl. My girl is the oldest. And yeah, it's nice to kind of not be in like nurturing of the humans mode and just like in my own kind of world. I know, I tell my friends that have young kids now, yes, you love your children. You want nothing best but the best for your children. But at the same time, you kind of have to take care of you first.
Okay.
Because if you don't take care of you first, what good are you to them?
Right.
And that was like a thing I went through, I mean, gosh, it's a long story but with my children and how they came to be and all of this stuff. But as they got older and me getting older, I realized, it was kind of time to, kind of cut that cord and, let them, because I feel like it was almost like enabling them to just, be, mommy's here. Mommy will take care of stuff.
Right.
So now it's like, okay, well, now you guys are off on your own and you get to experience life and learn what it's like to save, pay your own bills and all that stuff. And meanwhile, mommy is here in her oasis, enjoying her time, why not? I feel like this is kind of what we all kind of gear up to, when you have children, you have your children and you go through all these things and raising them and hoping that, they become these wonderful humans. And then when is your time? When is it your time to actually like sit, whether you're with someone or not with someone? When is it your time to actually enjoy the fruits of your labor? Enjoy all that life has to offer. Enjoy the fact that, okay, I have these humans. They're going to be okay. I can enjoy my home and my space alone, and that's okay.
All right. When did you get that epiphany?
Maybe about 2 years ago. 2 years ago, I started feeling it like, okay, my partner and I, at the time, she got an opportunity to work on the East Coast. And so we've been together for almost 11 years at this point, and this opportunity comes, and it's like, I have these businesses here in Colorado. I'm not going to move. And so it's like, this is a great opportunity. Who says because we're in a relationship that we can't explore other options as far as what we want to do with our careers? So go ahead, move to the East Coast, and that happened. And then over time it was like, it would be really nice to have my own space so I can, express my own creative kind of juices and just like be able to sit by myself. I've never lived alone. So just like the idea of living alone was very like enticing to me, and just having time to come home from a busy day, whether it's stressful or not, being able to come home and just like sit, whether it's the music playing, whether it's TV on, whether it's in silence, just being able to sit with myself, like as me, because we, like I said, we engulf ourselves into our children, our partners, our friends, and all these different people. When do we have time for ourselves? And so, like, I feel there's so much more now that I have my own space, that I get to come home, and if I decide I want to put on the TV, great, but if not, I can just sit, either replay the day or think about, like, what my day looks like tomorrow, or just think about how far I've come in life, or just, like, relax, and just, like, enjoy me.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm going to say, I don't know what other people will say, but I'm going to say that's brave. Because me sitting by myself with my thoughts, that's a dangerous thing. I feel you.
Because I was like that at one point. I mean, this is how I got so many businesses, because anytime you leave me alone, I'm like, oh, what can I do now? Yes. Yeah, so I had to kind of like, okay, let me bring that down a little bit and just actually, and that's what brought me into like my spirituality and touching deeper into myself and who I was and the person that I was becoming, and things that I may not have necessarily said that I wanted to do or would do in the past. I find myself now, I'm like, oh, I'm more open to possibly going, cliff diving or skydiving or something. Still not quite there yet, but there's things like that give you the time to kind of like feel out the person that you truly are. If you just slow down just a little bit. Yeah.
Okay. So one of your businesses, I know because I'm wearing it.
Yes.
That was my lip smacking, y'all. It feels so good. So tell us about your businesses.
Yes. So this lip gloss line was originally called Bella Bay Cosmetics. As of maybe a week ago, I decided to rebrand. I wanted to create more of things that reflected who I was, and I want to share that with other people. So I felt like Bella Bay didn't really come across as that, and so now it is called Cosmic Blends, and so it's a variation of like spirituality and beauty combined. And so the beauty part comes in, the lip gloss. I also do body oils. I have very dry skin, so everything I test on myself, like everything came about because I'm like, okay, I don't like this lip gloss. Let me make my own. And my skin is dry. Let me make my own oil and stuff like that. So it all comes from me. And so I'm like, okay, well, I want to, like I said, I want to reflect that. So, Bella Bay, excuse me. Cosmic Blends will have lip glosses. We have a line of t-shirts coming out with sayings and quotes on them. We have the body oils, fragrance oils. We'll also have hand-rolled incense that I will personally be hand-rolling and blessing myself.
Hand-rolled incense.
Hand-rolled incense. It's a beautiful process. It's something that honestly anyone can do, but it's just the time that it takes and the care that it takes to do that. Of course, there's some things that come already pre-done where you can just incorporate your own stuff, like with the sages. I'm not going to grow sage, right? But I'm going to go to a farm and I'm going to get sage and I'll roll it myself and I'll add these different herbs to it. And so, and that way it can kind of bless. There's a piece of me that goes in everyone's product that they take home with them and have that sense of peace also.
When you say that, it reminds me of, like, not the main reason why I go home, but one of the reasons why I go home is, like, it feels like it's the home cooking.
Yes.
Like, because you're going out and you're putting it together, it's the home cooking. That's what it feels like.
Yes. It's almost like that. Your mother or your father put their foot in that. Mm-hmm. That's exactly what
my grandmother put her foot in pancakes, man.
Yeah, and that's how my mom is with her rice and peas and oxtails. Oh my God. She puts her foot in it every time. Yes. So that is exactly. I'm bringing that love into it. Another business is the cleaning service. I have a cleaning company for the past 5 years and a month. It's called Bright Day Cleaning Service, and we handle residential and commercial companies throughout the Denver metro area, and that's another thing again where it's bringing that love and that passion and that spirituality almost in it. It's everything takes time and care. Mm-hmm. And so a lot of people that we get feedback from is always like when they come home, yes, it's a cleaning that was done, but it's the care that was put into the cleaning that makes it even better. That makes it when they walk in, they feel like pretty much everything that was outside is left there. No need to bring it in. You're home, and that's what we want. We want people to feel at home. So it's more to us than just, washing a tub, or mopping the floor. It's the care and dedication that we put into it that just like creates that space. So there's like a trend with everything I do is like I put everything I do it has to feel like something, it's not just because we're trying to make money or, we're trying to be the world's best or we're trying to be, we're trying to outdo any other company. It's just that we're going to put ourselves into this fully. We actually care, it's not just a money thing. It's literally, if we're stepping in your house, we care about you, and we care that when you come home, yes, your bed is made nicely and not just, just thrown together,
Okay. So when you're hiring people, mm-hmm. Is it hard to pick and find that person that's also going to care?
Absolutely. It absolutely is. It's hard. It's hard in the street and in total, just trying to find people that don't consider cleaning like, just being the maid. And that's one thing that I pride myself on, having people that work for me and people that work with us understand is just that we're not just maids, mm-hmm. It's not about, you guys are just coming and cleaning my house and then we pay you and then you leave. It's not that. It's deeper than that. It's more than that. We're actually putting our heart and souls into your space. We care about, your new job, your child's birthday coming up, your parents are coming into town, your promotion, whatever it is, like we care about these things, and that's why we have such a great relationship, and that's why we honestly don't have a mass amount of clientele. We have a good bit, but I'm not trying to have 200 clients because it's not about the quantity, it's about the quality, right? And so with the 100 clients that we have right now,